So that means I have to prove jurisdiction, but you got to give me the opportunity. If you don't give me the opportunity, you're violating my rights, Your Honor. Your Honor, for the record, is this matter a criminal matter or a civil matter?
What do you think?
I just want to answer.
You're standing there in handcuffs. You're wearing a jail outfit.
Honor, can you please answer the question for me, please?
My answer, I'm answering with a question. What do you think? Lowercase.
I don't know. I don't know, Your Honor. That's why I'm asking.
This is all cap. Is this your handwriting?
What?
That's all caps.
Oh, that's awkward.
This sovereign citizen was just in court, and he's probably one of the dumbest ones I've seen in a bit. The judge here completely humiliates him too, and this one is just straight up entertaining from start to finish. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments. Was this one of the worst offenses you've ever seen? Let me know while we watch, but let's go ahead and dive in here and watch this heated court clip go off the rails.
Okay, let's get on the record, please, Ms. Rivers. This is 24 SC 003257, State versus Ricky Pierce. Mr. Pierce is in court. He was at an earlier proceeding. He and I had a long conversation about self-representation. I've entered an order allowing him to represent himself or honoring his request to represent himself. Today, we're going to cover three things, Mr. Pierce. One, we need to do your arraignment because we weren't sure if you were going to have a lawyer or be your own representative. I held off on arraignment, so we got to do arraignment. Two, I'm going to, on the record, get you the paper part of your discovery, which you can take with you. And then three, we're going to talk about scheduling so that your case catches up with Mr. Baker's. So let's start with the arraignment.
Before we can get into that, it's a lot of issues that I had that I want to address before we get started with the arraignment. It's a lot of issues, a lot of questions that I have that I need to be answered.
Okay. So why don't you give me an example of one of the questions, and then I'm actually going to decide whether we do arraignment first or your questions first.
Well, the law state that in Hagan versus Levine state that any time a jurisdiction is challenged, that it must be proven before the case proceeds.
Okay.
And you're trying to proceed with this case without establishing jurisdiction first. That's the law, Your Honor.
Okay. It will work better as you and I are working together on this. If you've got legal concerns, you put them into a motion. So
I have filed a motion already, but Your Honor.
So I'm going to look and see what's in the docket.
It states that a court cannot proceed without establishing jurisdiction first, Your Honor. Okay. This is the law. I'm not saying nothing that's against the laws of Georgia, Your Honor, or the United States.
She can't take down if you talk about that. She's trying to take down everything you say.
Right. So pause. Just hold on, Mr. Pierce. I'm looking in the docket here, and I'm not seeing that you filed, and it just may not have made it yet, that you filed a motion challenging jurisdiction. But I'm happy to let you know right now, I'm real comfortable with the court's jurisdiction. That doesn't mean I won't.
Your Honor, it states that the proof of jurisdiction beyond a reasonable doubt is asserted. I'm the one asserting jurisdiction here, Your Honor. So that means I have to prove jurisdiction, but you got to give me the opportunity. If you don't give me the opportunity, you're violating my rights, Your Honor.
Wait, hold up. Did you really just say you have to prove whether the court has jurisdiction? That's like getting arrested and telling the cop he has to prove gravity exists. Hate to break it to you, but the Georgia State Constitution already handled that in Article 641. Plus, I'm pretty sure those shiny bracelets you're wearing say jurisdiction confirmed. I mean, the state's job is to prove you broke the law, not to debate fantasy football rules about the Constitution. You're not Neo, and this is not the Matrix, but those handcuffs, yeah, they're very real.
What's in your mouth?
Paper.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure everything.
But yeah, the law states that the asserter establishes jurisdiction is to prove jurisdiction, Your Honor. You're not letting me do that.
Okay.
You're not.
Okay. Well, I got you. So one, we got to speak slowly, and two, now I'm better understanding. You're saying you want to prove jurisdiction?
Yeah, I'm the asserter. Can I just read my question, just go through it's not that long.
Okay. You said a whole bunch, but if it's not that long, how about I listen to you?
Your Honor, it's a lot of things I'm not understanding right now. And it's a lot of questions I need you to answer. So I can better understand what is going on up until this point, Your Honor. Like, hey, I changed the court's jurisdiction on March the 4th, 2025, and I also filed a motion that's right here I have signed by the clerk saying that it's been filed in office. This is the motion right here that I have filed. I have here sent me copies back and everything. And plus, the courts are still trying to proceed with my case when you guys lack subject matter jurisdiction. Plus, it states in Louisville versus Motley, if any tribunal find absent of proof of jurisdiction over a person or subject matter, the case must be dismissed.
Okay, slow down. I'm gonna let you keep reading. Just slow down so Ms. Rivers can get what you're saying.
And also, Your Honor, once jurisdiction is changed, it is to be proven not by the courts, but by the party attempting to assert jurisdiction, which will be me. Your Honor, the burden of proof lies with the assertor.
Oh, really? Well, I hope they brought snacks because those documents have been around for over 200 years, and they still haven't backed a single sovereign citizen argument. The US Constitution does not give you the right to ignore traffic laws just because you read a blog post written in all caps. In the Georgia Constitution, yeah, it's not your personal get-out-of-jail-free card, especially when you're already halfway through a live-action episode of Law & Order Delusional Intent.
Okay, I'm now finding, it just wasn't listed as a motion, but I do see it's in the docket right here, something that you filed. It's entitled Pro Se
with a prohibition.
Right, got it. So I've got that. I will rule on that. I'm going to give the state a chance to respond, but you just filed, you filed it a couple weeks ago, and so I'll get input from the state on that, and then I do owe you a ruling on that. That does not prevent us from doing the arraignment.
Yeah, it does, Your Honor, because the law states that anytime a court jurisdiction is challenged, it must be proven before the case can proceed, Your Honor.
Okay.
So I challenged the jurisdiction last month, no, March the 4th. So that means that you have to set a court date for me to prove that you lack subject matter jurisdiction. That means I have bring my evidence, the state bring their evidence, show jurisdiction, and I'm not a statutory entity, so therefore statutory law don't apply to me, Your Honor.
Ah, yes, the classic laws don't apply to me strategy. Bold move from someone who already did a decade in prison, because plot twist, the laws definitely did apply. It's like watching someone yell, "I'm invisible," while standing under a spotlight. It must be nice to live in a fantasy world where you're above the law, until a judge brings you back down to earth with a reality check and court fees. I mean, sovereign citizens always talk about freedom, usually from handcuffs, bail hearings, and coherent logic.
Is the writ of replevy, is that your challenge to jurisdiction, or is there another
that's
one?
to go with my writ of prohibition.
Okay. Let me see if I got
my
that.
writ of prohibition. I filed 2 motions.
Okay. Let me just take a look here.
I have a lot of questions that I need to be asked.
As long as you read slowly, we'll get through that. Okay, I think I've got your writ of prohibition also. And is that the challenge to jurisdiction?
Is that for fraudulent practices, misrepresentation, and lack of subject matter jurisdiction? Yes.
Okay, I see that. It says for fraud. Yep, they're all there. All right, so you filed them. I'm making a list here of things that I need to work on, and then I'll need to let the state respond. The way it works, if you file a motion, the state gets a chance to respond. Once I have both sides, then I can rule on that. Okay.
I mean, but you're still trying to proceed with the case, Your Honor, when we have an established